all the tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. I use the desktop version for like editing and stuff like that, and I literally upload it like right through my app. Like I can be on the go and I'll be like, oh shoot, I need to upload this podcast, and I can literally just boop boop boop, I'm good to go right on my phone. You can distribute your podcast on more platforms. Like I have distributed my podcast on Anchor, through Anchor, and it's also been on mad different other streaming sites that I didn't even know did podcasts. So like you literally can make your whole podcast on here. I haven't had to use anything else, and Anchor is free. That is why I downloaded Anchors, because I'm not spending my coin when I'm already spending coin on making the podcast. So like Anchor by Spotify, it's genuinely the easiest way to make a podcast, and I just told y'all how to do it. So do it. Do it. Tell your friends, tell your family, and stream me. Hello, what's good? You are now tuning into JusTea podcast. I am available on all streaming platforms. I upload every week, sometimes multiple times a week, any and everywhere. I'm on all streaming platforms. Tell your friends, tell your wives, tell your children, tell your side pieces, even though I'll judge you for having a side piece. But basically, what I wanted to talk about today is I wanted to get into some unpopular opinions. They're honestly about anything and everything. And honestly, when this is out, drop your unpopular opinions. I'm going to do a little recording, a little episode on Spotify, and I'm going to ask a question on Spotify. And I'm going to ask y'all what your unpopular opinions are. Thank you all so much for commenting. Thank you. But I'm going to get into it right now. So my first unpopular opinion is, and these are unpopular for a reason, so if you disagree, you're allowed to disagree. I mean, that's what makes the world go round. If we all were the same, it would be a boring place. But my first unpopular opinion is Wendy Williams is an icon, and y'all need to start putting respect on her name. And this is not, I know she's messy, and I know she says crazy things. I'm talking about her career path. It is iconic. She is a celebrity that, again, started with not too much, started on radio, ended up on her TV show, and still has pop culture references, a lot of memes, funny things, even how you do it, like, there's never going to be another Wendy Williams on TV. And I think that the way that they did her and the way that they ran her up out of her show was disrespectful, and it was grimy. And it makes you people need to start opening your eyes on how the industry is. It is terrible. And they should be ashamed of themselves. And Wendy Williams is an icon, and respect needs to be put on her name. And my next unpopular opinion is Loretta Devine is the actual mom of Hollywood, not Jennifer Lewis, and there's one reason only. Loretta Devine's career started in 1977. Jennifer Lewis's career started in 1979. They are both icons, but everyone calls Jennifer Lewis the Hollywood mom. For me, it's Loretta Devine just because she's been in the game longer. Wow, she was in the game before my mom was born. That's crazy. Whoever dropped the candy emoji on my live, I don't know what that means, but thank you. And my next one is, the reason that Nicki Minaj is getting so much hate is because she's been in the game for so long, and y'all can't beat her. Because there are mad celebrities, mad artists, especially in the industry, celebrity entertainment industry, that have been around for as long as Onika Tani Mirage, and y'all don't drag her and tell her to retire and wish she would as much as anybody else. So it's honestly because there's not anyone that will take her spot. And y'all are wishing and reaching and grabbing the straws for somebody too. And it's not going to happen. Next, unpopular opinion. Let me do some check marks. The Kardashians, I call them the Kardashians, allegedly. They are not icons. They are cultural appropriators who steal black culture. And I don't even like saying black, but I'm just going to say it so y'all understand. They steal and bite off melanated culture. And they're only famous because the Miss Kimberly Noel is a thought. That's it. So for me, trends are corny. I think the trends that should be popping that are not popping is like working that credit score, or getting a house, or having a job, or like normal things. Those are things that should be set as trends, because y'all are setting unrealistic expectations for people. And that is another thing that I'm going to touch on later on. Haters aren't always haters. Sometimes haters are just realistic. So if someone is like hating on somebody, maybe they just generally don't F with it. I know there are some people that are haters, but that's not always the case. And I just have to say that. because y'all like to use the word haters loosely. A lot of people aren't haters. They just don't F with it. It's not talented. Next unpopular opinion, because this is unpopular. Lots of sex is not a flex. Sleeping with mad people is not a flex. It is exposing yourself. Honestly, in a way, selling your soul. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. Messy tops versus messy bottoms. Why do people like to sit there and S-word shame bottoms for having a lot of sex, but y'all don't give the same energy to tops, who sometimes be sleeping with more people than the bottoms? Do you want to know why that is? It's because y'all like to view bottoms as females, and y'all view females as below you. Dudes can sleep with 50,000 girls and get called a boss. Girls can sleep with 50,000 men and they will get called a thought. Same with men and women too. Yep, just as I'm talking about. Exactly. So my thing is, lots of sex is not a flex for anybody, because sex is, again, you are giving your body, you're giving your soul. It's supposed to be personal. It's supposed to be an emotional connection. And I'm just leaving it at that because I don't want to get banned on TikTok. And then my next unpopular opinion is that the Barbs aren't toxic. They're just a powerful fan base, and y'all get mad. Barbs literally stream and buy their faves music, and that should not be mocked down upon. That is how you chart on Billboard. Next unpopular opinion. And if you want to get mad about it, how about you buy your faves music instead of complaining that everyone else is buying their music? Music is supposed to be bought and supposed to be sold. If you're not buying and selling music, then you are not supporting your artist, and then they're not getting paid. And that, okay. So next is, celebrities are never fully canceled. There are things called royalties. They still make music. They still make money. They're never going to be fully canceled. They will always forever have coin. They will always have more bank. So when they literally are like, they're broke, they're not broke. They are their lifestyle broke. Celebrities don't ever get canceled fully. They just may never be in the social media getting attention like they like to. But celebs don't get canceled like that. Honestly, thank you for the rose. Thank you for the rose. Thank you so much. And for me, this is why I talk about the celebrities like they're people. Y'all like to boost celebrities so hard. My next unpopular opinion is celebs are just glorified people. They are dead ass just people. They're not even like fashion icons because they wear clothes made from other people. They make clothes from other people and then wear them. And then those people that spent their hard money and time and effort making the clothes don't even make half of what the celebs do just for working on it. How about you give me a rose instead? I'll give you a rose if you give me a rose. How about that? But no, I don't view celebs as anything other than people. So another thing, unpopular opinion, y'all still talk about it. I know that we shouldn't have to in 2022. AIDS isn't a gay thing. AIDS was put in Africa to decimate the melanated population and culture because they don't like us and they don't want us here. And then they put it on the gays because they don't like the gays. But AIDS is not a gay thing. AIDS is a man-made disease put in by the government. And they did it because they don't like the gays and they want to ruin the gays. Think about it logically. AIDS just didn't come up out the woodworks. Another thing I want to talk about is the fact that we can't sit there and fully drag white people, Caucasian people all the time if we're going to sit there and drag our trans queens and kings, our gay kings and queens, or people that aren't even gays and queens, are non-binaries. We discriminate and drag each other. We can't sit there and build as a community if we're not going to build within the community. Work starts in the forefront. Stop dragging the gays. Stop dragging the trans kings and queens. Stop dragging lesbians. Stop dragging non-binary. Stop dragging people. Our community is very gung-ho on, if you don't agree with us and if you don't feel a certain way about us, we are not going to mess with you. Stop it. We are all in this together. It is 2022 at this point. We have strength in numbers. They want us to divide and they want us to conquer, and it's working. Knock it off. My other thing, literally about AIDS, people are only realizing it isn't about gays because there's more straight people now who have it. Exactly. So if straight people can get it, how is it a gay thing? Thank you. If Beyonce is overrated, so is Taylor Swift because y'all boost her and she ain't even sing like that. Beyonce is only overrated because you white people, excuse me, you Caucasian people are sick of seeing her on your news feed because you don't like seeing us win. Beyonce is not overrated. She's actually underrated. Another unpopular opinion. Everything at this point causes cancer. So at this point, y'all just need to live. Me even holding my phone this close to my body is probably causing cancer. Honestly, everything does nowadays. I'm not saying it shouldn't be taken seriously and that it's not a terrible disease. I'm just saying, like, all you health junkies, but sitting there with your damn Apple Watch on your wrist, they have waves and signals. So everything causes cancer nowadays in 2022. iPhone versus Android. I love the jokes, but at the end of the day, if you don't want an iPhone, that doesn't mean that you're poor, because there's some phones nowadays that cost more than an iPhone. iPhone is only popping because they're more popular. Androids can do more than iPhones can, but y'all like the social trend. Yes, I heard about cornbread. I'm gonna touch on that later, but yes, I did hear about cornbread. Another thing is, I don't stand ghetto culture. I don't stand Blueface and Christian Rock and the relationship. I don't give a hoot. I don't stand that stuff. That's very much like ill, above me, and they're all getting a check just because they act in a hot mess. That's on y'all. It's giving very much Bad Baby. It's giving low budget. Shows like a Bad Girls Club and Bad Boys Club, they're perpetuating stereotypes and mannerisms about how somebody needs to act to be entertaining in our culture. I don't stand it, because y'all are the same people. Let me stop. Anyways, so my guilty pleasure, honestly, is Housewives, and that's an unpopular opinion. I sat there and just talked about I don't stand this culture and that culture. I feel like y'all do because it is a guilty pleasure, but I just want to make sure that y'all do not go out in these streets acting like this on purpose, because it's not cute and it's not a culture, and it's not. We don't have to act like that just to get like, y'all will do anything for a check. Maybe that's what I should have said. So my next unpopular opinion, Drag Race does help, but it also ruins drag, because now that it's mainstream, y'all have a certain mindset and a certain stereotype about how drag should be and how drag is and how it should be perceived. That is not the case. Now it has ruined many opportunities for a lot of underground people and a lot of underground kings and queens to make a name for themselves because of Drag Race being mainstream. But I do love seeing it on the forefront. So it's a very much loaded gun, whereas in like Drag Race helps, but it did ruin drag. RuPaul is an icon, and all celebrities are controversial. So while y'all are dragging RuPaul, go drag the other celebrities, because all the celebrities have scandals. Dig deep. Stop picking faves that are trendy right now just because you want likes on your Instagram. So I consider RuPaul the Wendy of Drag Race, because took lemons, made lemonade, made a mainstream, international, global business. Trademark. Put some respect on RuPaul's name. You wouldn't be allowed to be on TikTok commenting, talking trash if it wasn't for RuPaul. There's so many black trans queens who aren't on the show who should be on there. I agree. And I enjoy a mix of young and old queens. They need to keep doing a mix instead of mostly young. Exactly. That's why it's a problem with being mainstream. I should be on Drag Race. You probably should. Honestly. My also thing is females are sneaky. Females will be your best friend, but as soon as they mad at you, they will call you the F-bomb behind your back. Don't let your females disrespect you just and be like, oh, you're my only gay friend. Oh, you my sister. You my girl. If you like it, fine. But just acknowledge that they can't be saying that all the time, because you're going to meet a gay or lesbian or non-binary king, queen, and they will duff you. Stop that. Stop that. Because as soon as they're not your friend anymore, they're going to be the same one to call you the F-bomb behind your back. Honestly, another one is RuPaul for president. Honestly. There will never be a repeat of any of our icons. And now I see what it means when our parents would say there's never going to be another Whitney or another Michael or another Prince or another Madonna. I see what they mean. There's never going to be another Beyonce. There's never going to be another Nicki. There's never going to be another Usher. There's never going to be another, many of our icons. There's never going to be another. It's terrible. So now I see what our elders mean, because music is trash and it lacks substance. There's never going to be another, I didn't know my own strength, so I crept. Like, there's never going to be another one of those. There's never going to be another If I Were a Boy, or a We Belong Together, or a Boom, Ba-Doom, Boom, Boom. That's never going to happen again. It's never going to happen again. Being mad confident isn't bad. The only people that have a problem with people being confident are people that are not confident amongst themselves. being the gay friend is toxic too, and that's a fact. And my last unpopular opinion is these are all opinions, they're all. Y'all. I don't know what I just said. These are all opinions. Music is truly trash right now. I can bob too, but it's not legendary. There's not going to be a song like when we show our kids, if y'all want to have kids, there's not going to be a song from 2022 right now. There's only like, you're not going to look back and be like, wow, this was a great piece of work. People aren't sitting down and taking time and writing beautiful bodies of work and music anymore. They're just not doing it. All people are looking for now is a TikTok hit. And it's really unfortunate, but it is what it is. Now, so I have three. I have three people. I had more, but I picked these three people because they gave me mad good unpopular opinions, and this is going to be my closing. So I don't want to say their names because I didn't get permission to. I wrote down their names, so let me cross them out just so like I don't accidentally like even say a part of their name because I'm not going to say their names. Let me get a scribble. Okay, so the first unpopular opinion, I know y'all aren't going to like this one. That's why it's called unpopular. So don't leave and run away and go drag in the comments. These are their opinions. Everything in the world at the end of the day is an opinion. Even science, there are no facts. Science is based off of a theory. So there are no facts. It's just what people believe and what is the most believable. There's no facts in the world. If we go, everything's based on a theory if you want to dig deep. I should have had that in unpopular opinion too. Actually, I can. I'm recording it right now. My last unpopular opinion is there are no such thing as facts because everything is based on a theory. That's a hits blunt question. So, hey, Vicky, I'm recording my podcast right now. So, my one buddy said, Ariel is very important, is necessary, and that movie is going to be a serve. Facts. Excuse me, not facts. Opinion. Correct opinion. So the next one is oatmeal raisin cookies are better than chocolate chip cookies. For my unpopular opinion, I agree with that one because I don't like cookies like that, but I like oatmeal raisin and snickerdoodles. They deserve more love. Next is guys with bellies are better than dudes with abs, but not in a body shaming way. That was what they said. They said they're not trying to body shame people that have abs, even though, they're body shamed by getting, deals and money and success and likes and fame and fortune, but whatever. But in case a skinny person want to come up on here and be like, you're body shaming me. Can't. It's already been checked. Next, agree with all three, but the last, exactly, preference. Yep. And they ended it by saying, but that's just my personal preference. So you're correct on that. Mm-hmm. So person number 2 said Lady Gaga is overrated. And I agree with this. I view Lady Gaga as a cheap knockoff wannabe, allegedly Madonna. However, I'm not going to sit there and act like I'm not a fan because Lady Gaga writes and produces and directs and has shown that she is talented more than just the music realm. And she has done so much for the community. So Madonna has too. Madonna did way more than Lady Gaga ever will for the community. But I think that Madonna also a bit off of our community so she could sell records. And I think Lady Gaga did the same thing. So I'll just keep that as a possible. Like, there's levels to the bezels. Because I still do put respect on Miss Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanotta's name. I do put respect on her name. So again, that's a opinion. I love Gaga, but I wouldn't say she's underrated or anything. Madonna and Beyonce should be higher. They should be higher, and they are higher. So it's correct. And the last one is our preferences and or racial hangups. Y'all listen to the words. Our preferences and or racial hangups. And if you don't know what racial hangups is, look it up. Are preferences and or racial hangups actually racist? Are preferences racist? Are racial hangups racist? Is you wanting to be with someone because you can identify with them more, or you can relate to them more, or you want to be with somebody that looks like you? Not bashing, not being microaggressive, not doing the misogynistic undertones and patronizing nonsense, but having a genuine preference. Is it actually racist? Their opinion is it is not. My opinion is there is a huge but, and I will just leave it at that because I'm on TikTok Live and I don't want to get banned. I do think it is kind of racist when it comes from Caucasian people because they've had the opportunity to date and be with whoever they wanted to with no regard and or backlash as hard as we have. So for Caucasian people, I feel like if you overhear like I don't like black guys or I don't like this or I don't like that, I think that is racist, but that opens the door to another conversation that is to be had. But for just this is an unpopular opinion. That is their opinion. But I'm going to stop. Let me close up my recording. But on that note, I genuinely want you to give me your unpopular opinions, comment on my unpopular opinions, comment on my people's unpopular opinions. Again, keep it cute, keep it concise. You all know where to find me. I'm at JRANXLS. That's me spelling it. JRANXLS. That's on Instagram. I'm at Justice Rain on TikTok. I'm not going to give you my Facebook because you're not going to come for my bag. And I am on all streaming platforms. But I always tell people it is not Apple Music. It is Apple Podcasts. I am on Google Podcasts. I'm on Amazon Music. I'm on Spotify. I'm on YouTube. I'm on I don't even know these, but Podcast, Pocket Bean, Overcast, iHeartRadio, Stitcher. I'm on any streaming platform that you can find. And if you do find a streaming platform that I'm not on, let me know and I'll do it. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Make good choices. Don't be trashy and keep it cute. But thank you for tuning in, and I will catch you on my next episode.